Hey, it's Kim with Guide to the Good, going live at Kitty Bitty Lake on the 4th of August, the first Wednesday, but it is not Regatta Day. We've had a couple of different hiccups in getting this set up, but we're here now and that's great. We are here to talk about growing local by going digital. Guide to the Good is a social enterprise. We're here to help local companies grow, succeed, and grow market share because that helps build sustainable communities, and that is really what we are totally interested in. So, grow local, go digital. Using digital marketing, digital strategies to get your company to show up at the right place and the right time with the right message to reach the people who are interested in purchasing or availing of or participating in what you offer. So it is really cool that right now I'm at the lake because the regatta is not today. I showed up, but the thing isn't happening. So the importance of showing up at the right time in the right place is paramount. So the first thing we want to talk about today is how do you show up? So your company, maybe you make something, maybe you cook something, whatever it is you do, whether you're large or small, big market share, small market share, you create something for market. And somebody, your customer, needs to avail of it. So what do people see, or what do people find when they're looking for what you offer? How you find out this about yourself is to Google yourself or Bing yourself. So you Google yourself by going to Google, and you don't want to do it as your identity because Google's smart. Google knows what you like, what you want, what you're looking for. So you do it in incognito mode. So incognito is you use the three dots up at the top of your search bar. Click on that. There's an option there for incognito. You click that, and then you are not you. Google doesn't know who you are. So you go in there and you search your company name. Hopefully you show up, and hopefully your website. Maybe if you're using a website, your social media, where somebody else may have mentioned you in an article or something like that. That's what you want to show up. However, lots of times when people are looking for a product or service, they're not searching for a company name because they don't know it, maybe. So if you scroll down to the bottom of your screen and you look at related searches, so those types of words are the words that make your company show up. It's kind of fun to do it backwards now. Use those words, see if you show up, see how that goes for you. Lots of times people are surprised. It's great to see yourself there. It's great to see yourself when your name is there, certainly. It's a bit more telling if you show up when your name isn't there, but your product or services. So that will kind of tell you where you are. No matter where you are, there's probably room to grow, and you can do that. So another thing to figure out how you show up is in your Google My Business panel, or it's a knowledge panel actually. So in Google it's called Google My Business, and in Bing it's called a knowledge panel. It's that box on the right hand side. So when you did your search and you showed up, perhaps you had a knowledge panel on the right. That is something that search engines create through their efforts. You don't need to create that. You need to, but you can control it. You can take ownership of it, and you can have it say the things that you want it to say, which is really valuable because that knowledge panel shows up. It shares a lot of information. If yours reflects the messages that you want to send out, if you are saying if you have a special, if you have a new thing, if you have you're closing at a certain time, those things are important for your customers to know. It also offers all kinds of tools for you to generate activity to do with your profile. So figure out how you show up on Google My Business or the sister option in Bing, which is your knowledge panel. Very little effort, no charge, and it's really important to helping you show up. Right place, right time, right people, right message. Okay, the next thing you can do is to show up in the right place, right time, is to know what people are interested in. So right now, it's not Regatta Day, but it's a great day in St. John's. This province is opening up now after a long pandemic stretch. There's still, lots of cautions, and everyone is being sensible and careful, but things are opening up. And people want to come here. Our borders are opening and people want to come. The airport authority reports that there were 3 times as many travelers in July as in June, and expecting the same for August. Also, I did a little search to find out what people are thinking about, or what is the trend with regard to visiting Newfoundland and Labrador. So I went to Google keyword trends. It's free. You can just pop into it. There is a box there that you can enter what you're interested in. I wrote Newfoundland vacations. You had to do a little bit of rooting through to find the information that I was looking for, because our population is small by Google standards. But you use this tool, and I found that the people searching for flight to Newfoundland, vacation in Newfoundland, fall in Newfoundland, those types of searches had increased dramatically recently. They call it breakout, which means that there's a big spike in those searches. So that indicates that people are interested in coming here, which is great news, because our companies all over the province have so many wonderful, awesome things to create and share and sell, to meet consumer needs, to solve problems, to make people happy, all that stuff. So it's really good to know what the public pulse is. People are interested in visiting Newfoundland. Awesome. Another really good way to get a sense of what people are interested in is the time of year. So today it's Regatta Day. So lots of local companies are having the Regatta Day sale. That means something to people. It gives them information. It connects them to place. So Regatta Day is one example. Holidays are another example. Back to school time, the favorite holidays in this province, Labor Day, 24th of May. Those things are times that people are thinking about certain things. Labor Day might be fire, so that's a great time for a company that harvests sustainable wood, like Firewood Factory, do their promotion to let people know that they're there. People are interested in a specific topic at a specific time. Show up with that information about that specific topic, about that specific time, and that will serve you well, because you'll be giving your customers and potential customers what information that they want. And that leads perfectly to number 4, which is creating content. Whether you use a website, whether you use social, however you get your message out, it is really smart to create content around things that people are interested in. So, the Regatta Day sale is an example. The back to school, nobody really wants to think about that probably, but back to school is a good time for companies to, for instance, talk about, a back to school prep package. If you're like Soothe Downtown Spa and you want to get a refresh before you head back to the classroom, if you're a teacher, or if you're going to school, any of those things that make you feel great and enhance the energy for whatever the event is, that is a good thing to post about. If you're doing it on your website, I'm going to talk about this in a second because it's the last point, but you want to make sure that you're hitting the right marks. in terms of of showing up for searching. It's one thing to talk about an event or an activity, but you could just be shouting into the wind unless you have got it tethered through good SEO and other things like that. Same with social. Talk about things that people that are interested in for social. They love good pictures, of course. Size, prepare your content for that particular social media channel. The right size pictures in Facebook, the right size pictures in Insta, the right size in Twitter, etc. It helps because the platforms like it when you do that, and it helps people be more engaging. So that is the fourth point. Create content about things that are timely and people are interested in. The fifth point is SEO, which is huge, huge, huge. Search engine optimization is what is the tool that we use to show up for search engines so that our sites and our pages get picked up and show up in rankings when people are searching. Because organic search is a really important way that companies gain new customers. Okay, so you do that by, if you use a website, then you create content that is relevant, and you use the tools to optimize your content. So that includes keywords. Most websites have content management systems where you can use the keywords that refer to what you're writing about and refer to what people are interested in. You have to have a nice link there. You can't talk about something. You can't put keywords that you don't have content about. That is disingenuous. People don't like that. Google doesn't like that. So don't do that. Same thing with social. You create posts about things that are relevant to you. And while posts don't show up on, don't rank for search engine organic search, profiles do. So when you did your search, your organic search or your incognito search on yourself a couple of steps ago, hopefully your social channel showed up. So that's how they show up. So that's good. When you're using your website, use the headers, use the tools that are in there to help you optimize. Name your photos appropriately because that helps. It gives the search engine a clue as to what the photo is about. So rather than saying image 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can say image, or you can say bandstand, quieted by the lake, regatta day, and that would provide more information. Also, you can use alt text to describe your images. Search engines and people in general like to have the content accessible to everybody. So that could be visual content and it could be audio content. So when you put alt text, you use alt text to describe an image, then people who are using the device primarily for audio information, or that needs to be, it's a screen reader that reads to them, then they will know what the picture is about. And that really helps. It helps the experience. It helps it helps your search engine optimization. It helps build a better product and a better experience for people, so that when you show up at the right time in the right place with the right message for the right for the people who are looking for what you want, you're nailing it. So those are 5 quick things to think about as we get ready for fall. There's people coming, companies coming. Are we ready? Are we ready to meet their needs with the awesome products and services that local companies in this province make? Let's hope so. Let's do this because we have all we need to flourish in the future. Thank you so much for watching. You can you can sign up for our newsletter on the website www.guidetothegood.ca. We will be sharing this live stream next week to our specific mailing list. And you can also sign up for our Know, Show, and Grow 5 Steps to Marketing Local, which is free and it's an email to your inbox once a day for 5 days. It digs a bit deeper on some of these tools and touches on a few others. So that's great. I'm Kim with Guide to the Good. We're here to grow market share for local companies because we want to build a sustainable future for all of us in Newfoundland and Labrador. Hope you have an awesome day. Tomorrow is probably going to be regatta. All right, take it easy. Bye.